don't get rid of comfortable clothes just because they're old.
Yet clothes are not like wine. They are not meant to be stashed in the corner of a dark closet for years.
They were there for a reason.
Oh, let's hear it.
Because I knew if you found them, this would happen.
Here it is. My old high school yearbook, The Agrarian. I haven't looked through this for ages.
Don't let Joanna see it. She's on a roll.
There we are, the class of 47. Can you pick me out?
Well, it's a wild guess, but I'd say the kid with the plaid shirt and the overalls.
Yeah, I was wearing them before they even became popular.
George, I bet you can't wait for your reunion tomorrow night.
Yeah, it'll be good seeing everybody again, especially the gang from the welding club.
George, may you always go through life with the torch in your hand and the sparks off your pants. Frank.
George, thanks for lubing my locker. Chet.
I wasn't voted most likely to be handyman for nothing.
I can't read this one. What does it say?
Nothing. Tank Bowman liked to use my yearbook as a pen starter.
Oh, now she's pretty. Gail Crowley. What did she write?
It's nothing.
Come on.
Well, George, have a great summer. Gail.
You're right, it is nothing.
Well, I better go to my room and try to learn how to recognize some of these people bald.
Hey, cardigan guy, pull over gal. Seen my cashmere cutie?
Oh, Michael, you're here. My favorite fashion magazine came today, and it's awful. The winter look's been unveiled, and it's all wrong.
Oh, my God.
It's like all of fashion has suddenly turned against me.
What were those French guys thinking?
This is the worst thing that's ever happened.
Stephanie, there are a lot of things in the world worse than that.
What?
Oh, I don't know. Floods, famines, fires.
Where? I didn't read anything about that. And I get this every month.
Come on, my pretty and pink cheeks gal. We'll take this page by page. There must be something we can salvage from this fashion freeze.
Maybe you're right, Michael. After all, we survived khaki.
Damn it. Haven't they suffered enough?
Joanna, are you doing anything important?
I'm reading.
Oh, good. Joanna, this new winter look has thrown Steph for a loop. I mean, for the first time in her life, she's uncertain of how she looks in an outfit. I told her she looks great, but she thinks I'm just saying that, which I sort of am.
What do you want from me, Michael?
She's ready, Steph! All we want is your honest opinion. Should Steph wear this outfit, or is it catching the next train to Ragsville?
Stephanie, you look nice.
Joanna, I've never been the issue. The clothes.
They look, different, but in a nice way. Stephanie, not everybody is as fashion conscious as you are. I mean, there's a good chance that people won't even notice what you're wearing. I'll just go read in my room.
Oh, Michael, Joanna doesn't even like it, and she'll wear anything. Michael, what are we going to do? I can't wear the new winter fashions because they look ugly, but if I don't wear them, everybody who sees these magazines will know that I'm out of style.
Don't worry, Steph. I'll think of something. Many animals hibernate during the winter. Something else.
hi, George.
Hi, Dick. Boy, there's nothing more exciting than a trip to the dry cleaners.
You won't get any argument from me.
George, there you are. Well, Jim, should we tell him?
I guess so. The suspense is probably killing him.
Tell me what?
See?
I bumped into Ann Davies today, and she told me that Gayle Crowley was back in town for the reunion. First time in 40 years.
Gayle's in town?
George had a secret crush on Gayle in high school.
Jim, how did you know? Chester was the only living soul I've ever told about Gayle.
Well, back then, Chester and I did a lot together. We were inseparable.
Who'd have guessed?
Whenever George got near Gayle, he acted as awkward as a schoolboy.
He was a schoolboy.
Come on, Chester, let's go practice our duet of George and Gayle sitting in a tree.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
You guys.
Gayle Crowley, isn't she the one that wrote that sweet nothing in your yearbook?
Sometimes I thought about her so much it was hard to keep my mind on my work. Once I stripped a hinge screw thinking about her.
Then it wasn't just puppy love.
And the worst part is I never told Gayle how I felt. I almost did graduation day. I just started to talk to her when Les Darby cut in front of me. Next thing you know, they're married. Dick, she was ready. I promised myself if I ever saw Gayle again, I'd tell her exactly how I felt. Of course, that promise was a lot easier to keep when I thought I'd never see her again.
George, you got to go to the reunion and tell her you liked her. Otherwise, you'll never be able to look yourself in the mirror again.
Gee, go tell Gayle how I felt or cut myself shaving every morning. Okay, I'll do it, Dick, but you got to go with me.
Why?
I can't do this alone. Look how I botched it up last time.
George, I can't go to your high school reunion. I don't even know your school song.
Come on, Dick, you're my friend. I need your support. Besides, when Gayle sees me, I don't want her to think I didn't have anybody to bring to this.
I'd feel out of place.
Okay, Dick, I understand. I guess I'll go fillet my face for the party.
Okay, George, I'll go, but I want a corsage.
Boy, look at the old gym. It sure takes you back. Right over there is where I jammed my finger playing medicine ball. And right there is where Duke Powell yanked my shorts below my knees.
Those were the good old days.
Look, there's Duke now.
George Utley.
Clara Whitscomer.
Here, put on your name tag. Isn't it a terrific turnout? It's so good to see all our wonderful and dear friends again. Who are you?
I'm Dick Loudon.
There's no Loudon in our class.
I'm not a member of your class.
And you want to crash our reunion?
George invited me.
Well, okay. But don't try to sneak into the class picture.
Yes, ma'am.
So, George, are you finally going to tell Gayle about your crush?
How did you find out? It was a secret.
Well, that's right. Chester told me to eat that note after I read it.
Yeah, but isn't George Utley?
George! Hey, George, is your watch running?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you better go and catch it.
You guys.
Oh, George, you finally gonna fess up to Gayle?
You knew?
Who didn't? Come on, guys, let's hit the eats. I hear they're serving that good turkey roll. George! Oh, good to see you. Oh, hardly seems like 40 years since high school.
40 years.
Look at you in that sport coat. We want you to look nice for Gayle.
You too?
Dick, what are you doing here?
Looks like he's crashing the party.
I'm not crashing.
Chester, when I told you about Gayle, it was supposed to be a secret.
I'm sorry, George, but I guess when I was younger, I had some trouble keeping things to myself.
Yeah, he was a blabbermouth. I was standing right next to him when he told the entire school.
Oh, no, then Gayle knew?
Don't be silly. Nobody'd tell her. It was a secret.
Dick, there she is. It's Gayle. Look at her. She looks 18 years old, doesn't she, Dick?
Sort of.
Well, George, did you hear? Gayle's single again.
She is?
Ann Davies just told me. Les passed away about 10 years ago.
Oh.
Well, Dick, seems we have an extra name tag. You want to wear it?
No.
Still into the thrill of crashing, huh?
Well, I got to make the rounds. As class president, one of my responsibilities is to see that no one smokes in the boys' room.
Dick, maybe telling Gayle I like her isn't such a good idea. I mean, she's widowed. I don't want to look like I'm on the prowl.
George, she came here to see old school chums, and you qualified. Go over and talk to her.
That's it, Dick? That's the support I get? Better, Dick. So help me if she marries him.
George, what happened?
Dick, it was horrible. This guy was even faster than Les. I used to lie in bed and imagine what I'd say to Gayle. Gayle, the three greatest things in the world are a sunrise, the smell of a new toolbox, and a pretty girl. Gee, Dick, it's a lot easier saying it to you.
Yeah, but I'm married.
George Utley.
Gayle.
Oh, I knew you'd be here. Oh, it's just so good to see you.
Oh, Gayle. You want to shoot some hoops?
Oh, George, really. Now, I didn't come here to work up a sweat.
Gee, Gayle, you haven't changed a bit.
Yeah, I don't know which I like better, your eyesight or your lying.
No, I really mean it. Gayle, I never told you this, but in high school, I liked you. There, I said it.
George, I'm sorry my hearing aid keeps blinking out now and then. What was that again?
I said, back in school, I liked you.
Really? Oh, I liked you too.
What?
I thought you were the cutest guy in the welding club.
Yeah, well, I guess we did look pretty irresistible with our visors down. You really liked me? Wow. I'll see you. Dick, guess what? I did it. I told her I liked her.
That's terrific. Then what?
Then she said she liked me.
That's great, George. Then what?
Then I came over here.
Why?
I'm so happy I had to tell somebody.
George, it doesn't have to end here.
Okay, Dick, you want to go out and celebrate?
No, I mean, go back to Gayle and tell her you're nuts about her and ask her out.
On a date?
Don't think of it as a date. Think of it as getting together with an old school chum.
Gee, Dick, a date sounds like more fun.
Then ask her out on a date.
You're right, Dick.
Okay, everybody, let's all line up for the class picture.
Well, I won't.
Where do you want us to?
Not you, Dick.
So, Gail, I was thinking maybe we could go out tomorrow night and start what we should have started 40 years ago.
Oh, George, I'm sorry. If you had only asked me back then, I would have said yes, but, well, I think now it's just too late for me to start anything. I'm sorry.
Smile.
Enjoying the fire, Steph?
Oh, yes. And to think we almost let some silly magazines ruin the entire season. Ah, we're just lucky this town doesn't know hooey about this winter's look.
Or ever will, now that we've bought up every fashion magazine in town. All we have to do is not leave this zip code until the spring fashions bloom.
Oh, what a lovely fire.
Excuse me, is that a fashion magazine?
Yes, I was lucky to find this. Every place in town is sold out.
I'll pay you for that, Michael.
Name your price. 10, 15, 20, 22.
It only costs $3.
Sold.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Steph. Make your fashion statement.
Oh, this is so romantic. But, Michael, these magazines won't last all night.
Deep pout those lips. What say we go up to your room and bring down that purple piggy dress? Dollars to donuts. It's flammable.
Well, thanks for bringing me home early from the reunion, Dick. Oh, and for destroying my life.
What? You're mad at me, George?
Didn't you notice I fastened my seatbelt extra loud?
Oh, you're right, George. I guess that was a real slap in the face.
Well, if you hadn't made me talk to Gail, I never would have found out that she would have gone out with me back in high school. I lost 40 years, Dick. 40 years I might have spent with Gail. Picnics, movies, maybe a couple of walks around the lake.
George, you can't live in the past. You have to live for today. What's done is done.
Any more cliches, Dick?
I'm just saying, George, you can't go back and live your life over unless you build a time machine, and I don't think you can.
And I call myself a handyman. Oh, I guess you're right, Dick. I'm not really mad at you.
George, that seatbelt thing's forgotten.
Dick, she said she didn't want to start anything. She said it was too late.
See, that's your problem, George. You're too accepting.
Oh, you're right.
There, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're right. Oops.
George, 40 years ago, you sat back and let someone you really cared for walk out of your life. George, don't let that happen again tonight.
You are right, Dick. I'm going back there, and I'm going to get Gail to go out with me, and I'm not going to let anything get in my way.
That's the spirit. George, let me move my car!
Chester, have you seen Gail?
You see, and some of the other girls are busy trying to divvy up the leftover punch. There seems to be an uneven amount of sippers.
So, George, you finally saw Gail and told her you'd like to start something, eh?
How did you know?
Sorry, George. That wasn't a secret, was it?
Not around here.
Oh, George, I'm so glad you came back. I was afraid we wouldn't get a chance to say goodbye.
Well, I'm back, but not to say goodbye. Gail, I saw you tonight and started feeling funny inside. I tried to blame it on the turkey roll, but it was you. How about we grab a cup of coffee at the Tree Tap Diner?
Oh, George, I'm sorry. I'd like to. I really would, but I have to catch the early bus tomorrow.
She says she's sorry, but she has to catch the early bus tomorrow.
Gail, give me one good reason why we can't start seeing each other.
I live in Schenectady.
I know how to drive.
But I have grandkids, and I've got a big old house to take care of.
I love grandkids. And I can fix anything in a big old house. Wriggle out of that one.
Oh, George, I guess I'm just too stuck in my ways.
Well, I am, too. I won't have breakfast till I go out and smell the morning air. And I'll weed the garden whether it needs it or not. And when it comes to pudding, none of that instant stuff for me. I want cooked pudding with the real skin on top. So you see, I'm stuck in my ways, too. I have a good life here. And when I saw you tonight, I knew it could be better.
George.
Movement on Gail's part.
You sure we can't grab that coffee at the diner?
Oh, it's late.
Yeah, but it's not too late.
Well, maybe there is time for a cup of coffee with an old friend.
Major movement on Gail's power.
What comes next is private.